guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today we are going to be talking about summer book releases. So I love a great book release, don't you? We get excited about all the great books coming out. We have fun. I wore a summery top to celebrate summer and having fun with book releases. So I have my list here on Goodreads as soon as I get it up. But summer releases aren't the best, I feel like. Not the quality, but I mean like the quantity is not the best. So we don't get as many books in summer as we do any other month of the year. But I do still have quite a few to talk about with you. So I have some in Christian fiction. I have one in fantasy and sci-fi. And then I have a couple historical fiction and a couple middle grade. So it's a good time. So I'm going to start with the middle grade. No thriller and mysteries, though. Maybe there is, and I just didn't see any that I wanted to check out. So we're going through July, August, and September for book releases. And I think we only have, we only have one as far as middle grade goes, but it's an exciting one. It is The Final Feast, which is, I believe, the last book in the Beast and the Bethany series, and it is coming out on September 26th, and I'm just so excited. If you don't know what this is about, it's about a man and a little girl, and the man has a beast in his attic, and the beast eats things and spits out whatever the man wants. Well, the beast wants to eat a little girl and see how that tastes like, so he ends up adopting a little girl from the orphanage to feed the beast. Well, things go awry, and of course that doesn't happen, but chaos ensues, and just the two characters of them as they start out so mean and so terrible, but then they start growing in each book, and I just love them. So book 3 came out last year. It still has not reached the US. I can't get a copy of it. I think Amazon might have it, but I tried getting it at the library, and it's not here. So I'm hoping to get it because I haven't even read the 3rd book yet. And the 4th book is coming out soon. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Okay, let's go to fantasy since there's only one book, but it might not even be. Oh no, it is July. That's good. Okay. So this one I actually found out by my friend Krista over at Books and Jams. It comes out on July 16th, and it is The Lost Story. And this one is by the same author who wrote The Wishing Game, which I soft DNF'd. I might go back to it. But this one is inspired by the Chronicles of Narnia. It's about two best friends named Jeremy and Rafe. They went missing in a vast West Virginia state forest, only to mysteriously reappear 6 months later with no explanation for where they'd gone or how they'd survived. 15 years after their miraculous homecoming, Rafe is a reclusive artist who still bears scars inside and out, but has no memory of what happened during those months. Meanwhile, Jeremy has become a famed missing persons investigator. With his uncanny abilities, he is the one person who can help vet tech Emily Wendell find her sister, who vanished in the very same forest as Ref and Jeremy. And it sounds really good, so I think I'm going to really like that one. Okay, and for historical fiction, we have, let's see, this is one that sounded so good. It's called The Borrowed. Actually, this isn't even historical fiction. I think I just put it here because I didn't have a spot for like general fiction, but this is general fiction technically. It is The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fife by Anna Johnston, and it comes out July 2nd. And it's about an older man, and it just sounds so good. So Frederick Fife was born with an extra helping of kindness in his heart. If he borrowed your car, he'd return it washed and polished, with a full tank of petrol. The problem is he has no one left to borrow from. At 82, he's desperately lonely, broke, and on the brink of homelessness. But Fred's luck changes when, in a bizarre case of mistaken identity, he takes the place of cranky Bernard Greer at Wattle River Nursing Home. Suddenly he has a roof over his head, warm meals in his belly, and most importantly, the chance to be part of a family again. As Fred walks in Bernard's shoes and underpants, he discovers more about the man's past and what it would take to return a broken life to mint condition. And it just sounds like so much fun, doesn't it? Oh, it just sounds like a really great time, and I really want to read it. I think it's going to be fun. July 2nd is a book called Masquerade by O.O. Sengoyami. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I actually have the NetGalley book for this. But the cover is giving, that's for sure. Love the cover. So this is set in 15th century West Africa. And it says it's a dazzling lyrical tale exploring the true cost of one woman's fight for freedom and self-discovery, and the lengths she'll go to secure her future. It's about Adodo, I think that's her name. Adodo's hometown of Timbuktu has been conquered by the warrior king of Yorubaland. Already shunned as social pariahs, living conditions for Adodo and the other woman in her blacksmith guild grow even worse under Yoruba rule. Then Ododo is abducted. She is whisked across the Sahara to the capital city of Sengote, where she is shocked to discover that her kidnapper is none other than the vagrant who had visited her guild just days prior. But now that he is swathed in riches rather than rags, Ododo realizes he is not a vagrant at all. He is the warrior king, and he has chosen her to be his wife. Sounds good, doesn't it? I am so excited for that one. There's two coming out on July 30th. One is Maria by Michelle Moran. This is a novel of Maria von Trapp. So from, I was going to say The Parent Trap. The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music. So I don't know if it's like a reimagining or it's just as a novel. So it's 1950s. It says, so it's a little bit about, it's a dramatic novel based on the woman, but it's going to talk about 1950s when Hammerstein was asked to do the lyrics to the musical based on Maria von Trapp. So it's a little about her life growing up, I'm sure. But I think it's going to be good. And I think I got the NetGalley arc for that as well. So, and then the last one for July, on July 30th, is The Nightingale's Castle, a novel of Elizabeth Bathory, I think, The Blood Countess. That sounds really good, doesn't it? It's by Sonia Velton, and the reviews aren't super great. It's 3.97. In the vein of riveting historical novels such as Hamlet and Circe with a touch of Dracula. Interesting. So I don't know if I'm going to like this one or not, but it sounds pretty good. I don't know, but I mean, it sounded intriguing at the time. So it says, in 1573, Countess Elizabeth Bathory gives birth to an illegitimate child, secretly taken to a peasant family living in the foothills of the Carpathian Mountains. The infant girl is raised as their own. Years later, a young woman called Baraka, ignorant of her true history, is sent to join the Countess's household. Terrified of the Countess's murderous reputation and the brutally cruel woman who ran the castle, Baraka struggles to find her place. Then plague breaches the castle walls, and a tentative bond unexpectedly forms between the girl and the Countess. But powerful forces are moving against the great lady, whose wealth and independence threatens the king. Can the Countess trust the woman seemingly so close to her? And when the show trial begins against the infamous Blood Countess, where will Baraka's loyalties lie? So, I hope it's good. I mean, I might try it. There's one historical fiction in August that I really want to read. And I'm planning on buddy reading it with Krista over at Books and Jam because we both love the first book. And that is And So I Roar by Abidare. I don't usually talk about this book on my channel. I haven't in a while. But The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abidare is one of my favorite books of all time. And she's coming out with another one. I'm so excited. I think she is a Christian, actually. I think she has mentioned God a lot in her Instagram and stuff. But I'm just like, I am so excited for this one. So it is a sequel. I won't tell you anything about it because I don't want to know anything about it. But I think it takes place like after the events of the first book. And so I'm so excited. It's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. Okay, now we're getting into Christian fiction, which I might not be quite updated with this because I probably have already reviewed a few. I don't think I have, though. I think we're good. So let's see here. And these might not be in order by publication date. I tried to, but you know Goodreads. They're not the greatest at doing that, but I'm going to try. Okay, so July 2nd is Meet Me at the Starlight by Rachel Hauck, which I actually do have a copy of. already, and it just sounds so good. It's about an 80s supermodel named Harlow Hayes, and she seeks solace in a quaint Florida beach town to hide and heal from a heartbreak that shattered her entire world. To her surprise, she encounters Matt Knight, a Hollywood A-lister with a bad boy reputation, who has returned to his hometown to help his plucky grandmother, Tuesday, save her century-old skating rink, the Starlight. The Starlight holds a special place in the hearts of the community, once acting as a refuge for... Sorry, I lost my place. For Depression-era families and bringing the town together with gatherings and celebrations. So, yeah, that sounds amazing, and I want to read it. And I do have a copy of it, so I better get to it. Another book coming out July 2nd, which I have a copy of already too, is Until Our Time Comes by Nicole M. Miller. And this is about an American horse trainer named Adia Kensington. She is living her dream of working at the famous Janał Podlaski stables in Poland, where they breed the best Arabian horses in the world. But her plans to bring the priceless stallion Lubar to the U.S. are derailed when the German army storms into her adopted country in 1939. Little does she know that it's just the beginning of 6 long years of occupation that will threaten her beloved horses at every turn. Sounds really, really good. I think I'm going to really like it. Another book, July 2nd, is A Choice Considered by Tracy Peterson. I think I might already have my copy too for that one. But it is the second book. Yes, the second book in her The Heart of Cheyenne series. So I'm not going to say anything about it because it is the second book. But I did enjoy the first book. It wasn't my favorite of Tracy Peterson's, but I did still really like it. I love her books no matter what. I mean, they're all great storytelling. On July 16th is Into the Starlight by Amanda Cabot. This is the third book in the Secrets of Sweetwater Crossing. I have really enjoyed this series so far. I mean, every single character, each book follows a sister in the family, and each story has been fantastic. These are actually my first books by Amanda Cabot, and I really want to continue reading her books. They're very good. And then, let's see, I have two coming out July 16th. One is Meeting Her Match by Jen Toronto, which I actually did start reading. I got from NetGalley, and so I'm really enjoying that one already. They're all about matchmakers and the mysteries kind of following each of the matchmakers and the antics and just the humor and the fun that Jen Toronto puts in all of her books. I can't wait to read this one, and quite a few of these I will be doing book reviews on, so heads up, they're coming. And then Cold Vengeance by Nancy Mell is coming out, which is the third book in the Ryland and St. Clair mystery series. I am really enjoying these. I love the dynamics. It is definitely a very, if there is a romance between them, it's a very slow burn romance where there's really no romance. If you don't like romance, check this series out. It's mostly just mystery and a good time. August 6th comes out Between the Sound and Sea by Amanda Cox. And I'm really excited because I read one book by her last year and really enjoyed it. This one is about a family that has its secrets. Josephina Harris wouldn't mind if her family still had a few of their own after a lawsuit tarnishes their name. When an opportunity opens to become a temporary keeper of a decommissioned lighthouse on a North Carolina island, she jumps at the chance to escape her small town to oversee its restoration. As the work begins, Joey discovers a strange note tucked deep in the crevices of the old stone walls, pages torn from a lighthouse keeper's log, signed by someone named May, who recounts harrowing rescues at sea. Fascinated by a woman lighthouse keeper, Joey digs into the past, only to discover there's never been a record of a lighthouse keeper by that name. Sounds good. Sounds even more good when I reread that. Okay, and then there's one on August 13th. It's called The Winged Tiara, and I actually did just get a copy of this from NetGalley by Janelle Cizelski. And this is I believe, 1920s, I think. Might not be, though. After a hasty wartime marriage and an even quicker divorce, two jewel thieves, that got me right away, risk it all to obtain the grandest prize of them all, the last Valkyrie tiara, but their hearts may have something else in mind. And I want to stop there because it had me at Jewel Thieves. I mean, come on. I want to read it. And then the last one that I have comes out on August 20th, and that is Shield of the Mighty by Connell and Cosette. It's the second book in the Kingsmen series, and these are all set, I think, around King David's time, I think. But they're all biblical fiction, but they don't follow characters of the Bible. They're just like characters who lived around there, I think. But it just sounds so good. Oh, Captain and King Saul's Army. Saul's time. But the first book I really enjoyed, so I wanted to grab the second one, and I can't wait to read it. And hopefully I can remember what happened in the first book, because I don't really remember, but I do remember enjoying it. So those are all the books that I have for you for the summer months. As fall comes, I think there's a lot more in fall that I'm really excited about, more than even summer. So I can't wait to talk to you about those. All right, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.